Welcome to the deep dive.
Oh,
Okay, I want you to just take a moment. Imagine stepping into an ancient Egyptian tomb. Pitch dark, maybe. Utterly silent. What our sources call the silent chambers.
yeah. That silence is key, isn't it? Really sets the scene.
It really does. Just profound stillness. This sense of, I don't know, ancient mystery all around you. But then in that quiet, the walls come alive. You start to see these carvings, right? And standing out, frozen in time, is Anubis.
A very powerful image.
Exactly. So today we're going to really dig into that. We want to unpack what these ancient descriptions actually mean, understand Anubis's image, his role.
And how that role may be shifted over time, too.
Good point. Okay, let's unpack this.
It's amazing just how much power is packed into those visuals, especially starting with that silence you mentioned. It makes the carvings pop even more.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
And the first thing you see with Anubis is his posture. The sources call it a pose of power. What are we seeing there? What's it communicating?
Well, what's fascinating here is that this stance of Anubis, filled with strength, it's not just about looking strong, like muscles or something.
Right.
It's a visual statement.
Yeah.
It's about his divine authority, his place in the cosmos.
So the artists were deliberately trying to show that authority.
Absolutely. Every line, the way he stands, it conveys the meaning of authority, his inherent strength. It's very intentional.
Jackal head, that plays into it.
Definitely. Jackals hung around cemeteries, the edges of the desert, liminal spaces.
Okay.
So by making him jackal-headed, they took something maybe a bit unsettling, linked to death, and turned it into a symbol of protection at that boundary. He guards the dead.
Ah, so he's mastering that dangerous space, in a way.
Precisely. It makes his power real, visible, even thousands of years later. It's about reassurance.
That makes sense. A powerful presence, not just a picture. Yeah. Okay, so that powerful stance implies he has a job to do, right? And the sources highlight the act of guidance. He's there to guide the souls. What kind of guidance are we talking about? It wasn't an easy journey, was it?
No, not at all. That's why his guidance is so vital. When we see him guide the souls, it's deeply connected to the spirit of protection.
Protection from what, exactly?
Well, imagine the soul entering the duet, the underworld. It was seen as this complex, often dangerous realm, treacherous paths, maybe hostile beings.
Right.
Anubis is the psychopomp. He leads the soul, navigates those dangers. He ensures, as the source says, all safe.
So he's like a bodyguard as well as a guide.
Essentially, yes. Providing order, comfort, safety in the face of, the ultimate unknown. And while his role evolved, especially with Osiris rising in prominence as protective guidance thing, that remained core to who Anubis was.
Okay, so he gets them through the dangers, but then there's a crucial step, right? The sources call it the weighing of the heart, and it is the most important part of the story. Why that specific moment?
Yes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's not just important, it's the pivot point. Everything leads up to this.
The ultimate judgment.
Exactly. It's where Anubis's authority and his protective role culminate. His power and his strength are on full display here, but now it's about divine justice.
How did that work?
Yeah.
Visually, we see it depicted often.
Right. You see him in the Hall of Two Truths. He leads the deceased soul forward. Then he takes the heart, which for Egyptians was the seat of, intellect, morality, everything.
The essence of the person.
The essence, exactly. And he places it on one side of a huge scale.
And on the other side.
The feather of Ma'at, representing truth, order, justice, cosmic balance. The stakes are immense.
So it's a moral test. Did you live a good life?
Basically, yes. It's a spiritual audit, like you said earlier. And if the heart was heavy, weighed down by wrongdoing, heavier than the feather,
What happened then?
then Amit happened. This terrifying creature, part crocodile, part lion, part hippo, the devourer of the dead, she'd eat the heart.
And that meant?
Oblivion. The soul ceased to exist. Game over, permanently. A fate Egyptians considered far worse than just dying.
Wow. Okay. But if it balanced?
If it balanced, then Thoth, the scribe god, he'd record the good verdict. Anubis would then lead the justified soul on to meet Osiris towards eternal life in the field of reeds.
So it really underlines this idea of personal responsibility, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Living right mattered. Eternally.
Hugely. It gives profound weight to how you lived your life day by day. It wasn't just about rituals, it was about about harmony.
Incredible. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk about the art itself. The source says, Anubis in action. Every detail carefully made. That precision, that care, what's behind that? It's more than just aesthetics, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That meticulous work served a vital, practical, and spiritual purpose. It was all about ensuring the eternal story, his image, for all time.
Meaning the image itself had power.
Yes, exactly. For the Egyptians, the image wasn't just a representation. It could, in a sense, be the presence of the god. So every carefully made detail wasn't just decoration. It was potentially imbued with magic, with protective power for the deceased.
So the quality of the carving directly impacted its effectiveness.
That was the belief. These weren't just tomb decorations, they were active spiritual tools. Using durable stone, carving with precision, it was meant to guarantee Anubis's protection worked forever. It locked in his role, his glory, making sure it was understood for generations. Kind of like spiritual insurance?
Yeah, spiritual insurance, I like that. And it clearly worked, in a way, because as the source says, the carvings live on, they show his glory. We can still see them, feel them.
This raises an important question, doesn't it? Why do they still resonate? The fact that these carvings physically survived is one thing.
But there's more to it.
I think so. They allow Anubis's glory, his fundamental role, to just cut across time. They're not static objects in a museum case. They're active testaments. They still communicate that idea of guardianship, of guidance.
We can still see his power, like the source says.
Exactly. We connect with that ancient need for order, for justice, for someone to help us navigate the big, scary unknowns. It speaks to something universally human, I think, even outside its original religious meaning.
It really does. So, okay, we've gone from picturing those silent chambers, that deep quiet, to seeing the walls come alive with Anubis. We've looked at his pose of power, felt that authority.
And understood its protective symbolism.
Right. Then the act of guidance, him leading souls safely through the dangers.
Navigating the duat.
And then the big one, the weighing of the heart. That ultimate moment where his power ensures justice.
The culmination.
All captured with every detail carefully made so it would last. It's quite a journey just looking at these descriptions.
It really is, and it shows how even short, descriptive phrases from ancient sources, when you unpack them, can open up this huge understanding of a culture's deepest beliefs. Life, death, morality, the afterlife. It's all there.
Yeah, amazing windows into their world.
Absolutely. They aren't just words, they're packed with meaning.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. How does that ancient power, the power embedded in these symbols made to ensure safe passage for the dead, how does that still echo? Does it connect with our own, maybe modern desire for guidance, for safety when we face big changes, big unknowns in our own lives?
That's a great question, that need for a steady hand in transition.
Exactly. Something for you to ponder until next time on The Deep Dive.